I know Peterson's audience have mostly been men. I actually started watching him before the whole Bill C-16 thing blew up, and was intrigued by him. Just as quick background about me, I come from Czech parents who escaped the country when it was under communism in the 80s. So I did relate to Peterson's convictions about life and how it can resemble hell if you're not too careful. I've watched the Vice interview, and as I'm sure you all have, and the subject of women wearing makeup in the workplace popped up.
We don't know what the rules are. Like, what? Here's a rule.
Don't
How about
you-
no makeup in the workplace?
Why would that be a rule?
Why should you wear makeup in the workplace? Isn't that sexually provocative?
No.
It's not?
No.
Well, what is it then?
Peterson answers a question that frames him pretty badly. I actually think he was a little irritated by the interviewer.
Do you feel like a serious woman who does not want sexual harassment in the workplace, do you feel like if she wears makeup in the workplace that she is somewhat being critical?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do think that.
He believes that women are hypocritical when they wear makeup while demanding sexual boundaries. Just to clarify, I don't believe he means women who wear makeup are trying to provoke men to go too far. Let's just call it that. But that is how it sounded. And I know that the Vice people, did misrepresent him. So if you're a Peterson fanboy, simmer down. He is pointing out that, the use of makeup has the intention to enhance sexual attractiveness. That's pretty obvious. But why do women do this in a professional environment? And why does, I believe it's NBC's regulation of hugging, disturb us without being able to explain why? If people's answer is to annihilate anything that could resemble sexual tension between men and women, girls, you should be worried. That's not going to help you out in the least. And I believe what makes this somewhat complicated is that women not only use makeup to enhance their attractiveness, to find a guy, but I think also to establish power or authority or respectability, all those kinds of words. I think a lot of women's power derives from their sexual selectiveness, and that sexual attractiveness is a display of that power, even to other women. And now, women might get upset that I'm claiming that your value derives from your looks.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that. Your sexual attractiveness is not limited to your appearance. And style over substance can only get you so far if what you're interested in is being competent at life. So, look, men are in the workplace, and I'm sure you have acknowledged that they are visual creatures. And, we use our cuteness to establish ourselves or to get ahead. Don't underestimate the power of cuteness. And I know you girls don't, because look at all the makeup tutorials on YouTube. And some girls are going to be like, oh no, I do it for myself. I do it just for fun. No. Makeup is not fun. It is tedious. It is annoying. Well, maybe it's fun. It is tedious, though, and it's annoying. But I'd be damned if, I don't feel scrumptious after I put my war paint on. So now the next question is, why all this trouble with all these sexual transgressions against women happening in the workplace or in general? And that's where the rabbit hole begins, I think. I can't help but think that women were, the majority of girls were duped into thinking that it was empowerment to engage in sex in loosely defined relationships. Is it because women are too agreeable and hoping that love and commitment will be theirs by letting their men take them out for a test drive? Is it because of the pill that girls were fooled into this? Look at any birth control pill and it's all about, women getting things done or, them just feeling fantastic because they're riding a bicycle or something. To me, this just created the idea that pregnancy is considered to be a repercussion for sex. That's not what defines purpose. It's almost like it's a petty inconvenience. Okay. Then what does define its purpose? That it's just a fun-loving activity? What makes it empowering? Pleasure? That you're pleasuring yourself? So if I pleasure myself with a piece of cake, it's empowering me? Like, really? If reproduction no longer implies the gravity of sex, what does it all mean anyway if there's nothing at stake anymore? Maybe it's just me, but sex without anything at stake sounds pretty dull. And it's no wonder that millennials are not having it anymore. They're so bored with it. I think I read recently that our grandparents' generation is having more sex. It's been so stripped of all its eroticism because it's this high that we've been chasing that is no longer satisfying us. Just look at the celebrities with their weird diaper bag butts. I mean, it's gotten to the point that women have become caricatures of themselves. What if what is really at stake is being able to enjoy normal sex anymore, or just like to be able to be turned on? Is sex without a clearly defined purpose need to be protected as something valuable? I think women don't want to be sexually violated, so we could start there. How do we do it? Women are the gatekeepers of sex, and they do not want their sex life policed. That is clear. There are societies where I think that is the case, and I don't think you want that. So maybe it's time to start policing yourselves, girls. Because when you do that, you eventually create a standard in how men should behave. And when girls behave promiscuously, those who actually want stability also suffer. In a sea of limp men who don't have to work for being sexually selective or don't even understand that. So if the majority of women decide to ditch their responsibilities over their reproductive power, I believe we all suffer. Our ability to bear human life is a responsibility that has to be rejuvenated in women, not looked at as a petty inconvenience for their fun. The pill does allow you a freedom, I suppose, but is this the kind of freedom that women can sustain themselves on? Is that what they want? You are allowed to entangle yourself with someone with no commitment to them, but commitment to your career. But if sex just becomes something that is considered just like a titillating hobby, then why not overstep the boundaries of something that has become divorced from any responsibility? Girls out there, I know this sounds funny, but you have to take responsibility for your cuteness. I believe that female beauty makes the world better. I really do. So back to Peterson. I would like to engage you in this conversation, and I would be delighted if you responded. How can girls use their sexual power for the good, or their attractiveness. I think you would be a great influence to girls out there who need to know how to implement the rules. And I think that's about it.